And we're live. Nathan, welcome to the Everything Bagel. This is Adam speaking.
Hello, this is Nathan speaking.
Alright, and we're just off. We're going to talk about online versus paper Magic today. God, what were we just talking about? Oh yeah, we were talking about keep it in your pants at the table. Just get this out of the way real quick. I don't know who needs to hear it, but we're all having fun here at the Magic table. So don't be that guy.
First and foremost, have fun.
That being said, if you're playing Board Wipe Tribal, go fuck yourself.
Board Wipe Tribal.
I don't know who needed to hear that, but no one likes your Board Wipe Tribal deck. It doesn't matter. Actually, it really doesn't matter if you close out games quickly. It doesn't matter if you make all your stuff indestructible. So that way you can fight through it.
Yeah. Okay, I see.
Like, just don't remove my stuff.
Don't
remove my stuff. If you're running more than 4 board wipes period in your deck,
there might be other problems with your deck.
Just play some other cards. Just replace at least 2 of them with lands.
Get rid of that Armageddon. No one wants to play with it.
No one wants to see your Armageddon.
Doesn't matter if it's Secret Lair, if they even have a Secret Lair for that card.
They do.
I
think they have a Judge's promo as well.
Judge promo. What judge was like, yeah, dog, I need to sign off on this one.
But yeah. Just stop doing it.
Stop doing it. We are can't say that. We are more proficient with cardboard Magic than we are Arena. Because that's what we do play, after all.
Yep, this is very true. I've played Arena a few times. Don't ask me about Magic Online. Not seeing how that system works at all. I've seen it used a ton. Most Magic the Gathering content I consume is from Magic Arena.
A lot of neat combos can be made from as a tool.
I just bumbled. Most of the Magic content I consume is from Magic Online.
Magic Online?
Yeah.
Oh, like Arena specifically?
No, I don't watch.
You just watch Magic Online in general.
Yeah,
not Arena specific content.
MTGO, it's Magic the Gathering Online, is the older program. Nathan has no clue.
I have no idea what you're even speaking of.
Nathan's never seen Magic the Gathering Online, the program.
Pro player over here. So
that's about our experience with online systems.
Pretty much. So I'll get started with what I have on my paper. For new players that are just trying to get into the game like anybody else, the best place to do that would be Arena, hands down.
I 100% agree with that.
Not only are you getting a lot of free things to play with, tools to use for absolutely $0.00, but you also have, if you really just have no friends and you're just a crab and you like the Magic, you can just search for random people online to play with.
Yep. There's always Magic the Gathering Arena always has someone for you to play against. End of story. You can always find a game in a minute, and that sounds kind of like a long time. And the game itself, like Magic the Gathering Arena, just has kind of a lot of training wheels built into the game. It has more definitions, more concise definitions, easier to access definitions. Nothing like your opponent casting Vampire Nighthawk and you looking at their card and seeing flying, death touch, lifelink on a 2/3 body and having absolutely no clue what flying, death touch, or lifelink means. And on Arena, it's just there. You just figure out what it means, hover over the icon.
Has all that parenthesis flavor text stuff. Explainer text? I don't know what it's really called.
What is it? Reference text?
Reference text, if you will. I think you could even honestly play against bots if you're offline playing Arena. So there you go, if you really just don't like people.
Yeah. If you really, really don't like people, you just play with bots online and you'll figure out the game. I will say, whether you are learning on Arena or Magic Online, I wouldn't try and learn on Magic Online. Actually, scratch that. Don't try and learn on Magic Online. Just go to Arena, get some free Magic in, and learn how to play the game. That being said, I do feel it's hard to master the game in its entirety, or to gain a more in-depth understanding of how the game works, because of the training wheels, and because you are fighting the system. If you don't, what is it? We talked a little bit about this earlier before we got started. Maybe not this specifically, but my biggest hang-up with Arena and online, period, is fighting the controls to figure out how to play the game.
Like tapping, like, are you just talking about like tapping the mana, doing specific triggers in a specific way,
Ordering triggers, stack, how abilities resolve, maintaining priority, should you want to maintain priority. That might just be a me thing. I might not have spent enough time with the systems.
There is some options in the settings where you can figure out if you want to tap your mana physically online, you can do that. And I'm not sure how much more in depth they get beyond that.
Yeah.
But I'm sure if there's something like that, maybe they have something for triggers. But again, they still have some form of what do I call it? Automated like ruling.
Yep.
Stuff like that.
Yep.
Where you don't have that in Cardboard Magic, where that's not as nice. You're kind of just going off of like the most experienced players' word of mouth experience, that kind of thing.
It's just very I find it very easy to just say, hey, I'm doing this thing, and we just talk through it, than it is to try and just organize the game online.
Now, with all that being said, in Arena's corner, playing game modes outside of Standard are debatably more fun in person, i.e. The Gathering, with people. If you've never played Plane Chase, I would highly recommend it. It's supported even now by Wizards, I would say, because I think they reprinted with a Doctor Who set some Plane Chase cards.
Did not know that.
Yeah, pretty cool. So it's not like a forgotten thing. They're just trying to, keep it in the back pocket. But real fun. Board wipes every time you cast a spell.
Yeah, board wipes every time you cast a spell.
But you have to like roll Chaos Ensues or something like that.
Okay.
I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah. No, I 100% agree. There's just a lot more. There's also just a lot more Magic out there than Magic Arena.
Right.
I know Magic Online, right? Probably supports a lot of game modes.
Yes, so many.
Don't know how well they're represented or how actually full the queues are, right? I don't know if you could just pull up a game of Plane Chase on Magic Online.
As far as I know, you cannot do Plane Chase anywhere other than Cardboard Magic.
Yeah, so there's that.
Exclusive activities.
We talked about the game. Let me pause it real quick.
So we're talking about how there's plenty of different game modes or formats for Arena. There's or not just for Cardboard Magic, but there's also for Arena.
Yeah.
You have your Brawl, which is basically just Commander, standard 60 cards. But I'm not sure. You're just talking about how we don't know how well historic, like modern, and all those things are accurately represented to their own.
Well, like modern isn't even on
Arena. Oh, okay.
The card pool just isn't there.
Because it needs to be from the original sets. Even
they got 20 year, or I think Arena came out in 17, 18, and the modern sets go all the way back to, I want to say, the early 2000s, 2001, 2002, 2003, somewhere in there.
Still pretty early.
8th edition, I'm pretty sure was the start of modern, or is the start of modern. So even if they're backfilling sets, maybe 2 or 3 a year, there's beneficial, 4 sets per year.
Oh, okay.
So if they backfill two sets per year on top of adding the new cards, they're gonna take maybe, what is it? Yeah, they're just gonna take twice as many years. So it'd take like 32 years to backfill. I do know. I want to say they're called historic anthologies. They are sets where they've cherry picked some specific cards that some people might really want to play with, and they've thrown them into like the open format. I don't know what it's called on Magic Online or Magic Arena, but yeah, just kind of an open format where you just play what cards are available on the platform. So you don't really get the true Modern experience.
Maybe that's what historic is. That's what my guess would be. I don't really know what historic
I think
is.
historic was supposed to. It's kind of lines up with Pioneer the best, as far as I understand it. Again, not too informed on what's going on Magic Arena.
Right.
This is just kind of Magic the Gathering knowledge that I've gained through osmosis.
Oh yeah, through osmosis.
But yeah, they were historic. Is just kind of it has its own banned and restricted list. It's kind of closest to Pioneer, but it's not really Pioneer because it doesn't have a lot of It doesn't have a lot of the cards that are in Pioneer in it.
Interesting. One of my other favorite things about Arena is that, unlike in real life, you could play, earn missions, get that coin, and then buy your packs.
Yeah.
Free cards, baby.
Yeah.
Nothing better than getting that itch.
All you got to do is play the game.
All you gotta do is play the game, which I love doing, and then I think I saved up like 13,000 gold in Arena.
Wow.
Grinding that.
Yeah.
Just because they have a Phyrexia will all be one precon that came with the account, and I got 10 guaranteed mythic rares out of a set of my choice with 10 packs for 13,000 gold, and it was from the Phyrexia set. I just went all in on the Phyrexia set.
Yeah.
Phyrexians are great. Not as bad as Eldrazi. It's just that's why I like them. You can incubate their tokens. I'm a tokens guy. But yeah, free cards is always fun.
Yeah.
Can't beat that.
You can't beat free Magic.
You really can't beat free Magic.
As someone who's spent so much money.
Oh my god.
Don't even ask. Don't even ask. I don't know.
My bank account is currently crying. Let's just not talk about that.
Well, it's feeling a little light.
Another cool thing that I really love about Cardboard Magic, though, is that like this happened yesterday in my pod, where with the new Fallout 4 decks, my Mothman deck. I'm still thinking about like maybe taking out like 1 or 2 cards and see if I can do anything to make it like that much better, because I know that deck specifically just does its thing well, but I don't want to mess that up. So my friend Andy, he played with my Mothman deck, and he did some things that I would not have known to have gotten around by other players playing the way that they did in response to that deck also playing.
Yeah.
So strategizing or learning different strategies with your own decks through different players at a table is another thing you just can't get in Arena.
Yeah.
It's like those kinds of moments in Cardboard Magic are what's kind of worth it on top of everything else.
Yeah,
it's almost invaluable.
It's so much easier to share a deck in paper.
Oh, so much. It's so true.
Yeah, because you have to hope that someone has the same cards as you in the arena to just make the deck. Otherwise, that's not going to happen. Depending on how you're getting your cards in Magic Online, you could do it, but then you have to know how to use Magic Online.
Yeah. I think that's above either of what we know. I don't know.
It's not a skill I'm looking to develop.
Yeah, not really. Especially with the more and more we play Cardboard Magic. Another thing that you can't get with Arena, trading cards.
Trading cards, period. Yeah.
I love trading cards with a homie that doesn't just play with the cards that are not necessarily expensive, but are, I'd say, mid price range, just collecting dust. You know, they need to be played, man. Cards gotta be played. You gotta
Just
play
like
them all.
books.
Just like books.
Books are meant to be read. Cards are meant to be played.
Exactly.
No point in owning original dual lands if you're not going to put them into a deck.
Oh my god. How long were they laying around? How long?
Yeah, how long?
You can also get a lot of this local game stores. Not that they're terrible per se, but you know they got to make their money, right? They gotta get their bread.
Keep those lights on somehow.
Exactly. So they might be charging like a little bit more per card, or your trade-in value might not be worth the in-store credits that you're receiving. Just kind of depends all over the place. So trading cards can be worth it if you are willing to start the physical collection. But it's something that I don't go into knowing that I'm not going to sell a single card, because then you're just going to develop probably a gambling issue. And yeah, you don't want that. What else did I have on my list? Cover a lot of them.
Yeah?
But yeah, honestly, just Arena covering up, not covering up things, but making the process a little bit more streamlined through Arena. I think you mentioned this in our podcast last week, just pressing F6, was it?
Yep.
Pressing F6 and just letting the process roll.
Yeah.
And you can play at sorcery speed if you want.
Yeah.
But that's not how it's like devaluing your, I don't know, potential.
Yeah, you're playing suboptimally. And there are avenues that would allow you to win games if you just, knew how to play the game a little bit better, right?
That is true.
Like most people don't realize you can cast spells as long as you have the mana, and then you maintain and you have priority, right?
It's like, oh, you better hit that end step. I'm gonna still cast something.
You can still cast spells in your upkeep. You can cast spells in your opponent's upkeep. Priority has to pass through everyone in all stages of the game, and that might not be something is readily available to you, at least knowledge-wise, if you don't know that that's a thing you can do.
Right. You don't know if you don't know.
And I think Magic Online does a better job at teaching you those things. Or maybe not teaching, but showing you that you can do things.
Right, especially through the act of other players, right?
Yeah.
You can just observe the person, like, freestyling on you.
Well, what is it? I know people will talk about how Arena just looks prettier.
Yeah, that's fair.
But there is something to the overall cleanliness of the Magic Online's interface that just kind of speaks to me more. The information, I feel the information is presented in a way that is better. So like the thing that comes to mind is putting stops in places. I know there's the 4 icons, right? 2 on each side of the avatar, 2 on each side of the avatar, where you can click and place stops. I just feel like it's cleaner if you do that, or the way that it is presented in Magic Online.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you were talking about like in the game, or if you were talking about like systems, like how the HUD is necessarily, stuff like that.
Pretty much. I know the HUD looks prettier in Magic Arena, but just the cleanliness.
Just the cleanliness, honestly.
No, not to harp on too much on the naysaying of Magic Online, because it is the program that carried Magic for countless years online.
Probably even got a lot of people, like one person in a family of Magic players now started that way, just because they're like, oh, they have to start being the nerd in their friend group for everybody else to turn into the nerd.
Yeah.
It spreads like a disease. We
can talk about this after the podcast closes up, but I got a deck idea. I can't wait to share it with someone. That being said, a little bit shorter than last week this time.
It was a little bit shorter.
But
If you have any topics, feel free to send them to us at our Gmail, EVRYT EVRYTBAGEL at gmail.com. Send them there. The paper is actually probably wrong. Did I say exactly what was on the paper?
no, you did not say.
Yeah, okay, so it's a little bit wrong on the paper. So I remembered the right thing.
You'll find us everywhere a podcast
find us everywhere.
should be.
Should be there.
We will be there.
We will be there, except for Apple Podcasts. I guess that's like the big one that we're not on. But
Okay.
that's like the only thing that you won't find us at.
Yeah, suck it, Apple users, I guess.
Yeah.
I'll take the hit for that one.
No, they're gonna make us pay for it. I'm not gonna.
Either way, have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day it is. And don't forget to take a bite out of everything. You don't know what you might taste.